during the state round. So in case of the first match, if it is a draw, Valley will be declared the winner, having had 6 wins to Brothers 4. And also in the other semi-final, North Queensland playing East. If there's a draw in that game, East will be declared the winner.
Yes, Matt. Yes, mate. Colin Prince is the only change for Brothers. Forgot to give him to you. He's in for Peter Marshall in jersey 15. The rest as programmed. Yeah, yes, mate. He's from Central Queensland, and he is Lou Crane, and the touch judge is Tony Maxood. And
Brothers are going to keep the pressure applied to Valleys. He's almost kicked it backwards. He's kicked it.
At Lang Park tonight, they are the sort of side, if you do leave them a little bit of a smell, they could easily rattle up another 30 points in 40 minutes.
I know Tony Jones has got a cut early in the match from Brothers. He's come back in the line now.
I noticed the offending player, Peter Anderson, who gave away this penalty, he's also sporting a very bad eye there, obviously from last week or during the week.
yeah, that's the one that was stitched.
So Darwin raises the flags. And Brothers lead by 2 points to 0. 3.5 minutes gone first half. Yes, that's the legacy, Peter Anderson's legacy from the Redcliffe game at the weekend.
There's 8 stitches in that eye, or just in the cut under the eye.
Might just keep an eye on Tony Jones for us too, Rod. I notice he's got a blood streaming from his left eye, so he had a bit of a stint on the wing. He's gone back to his normal position now, so we'll see how he manages over the next 30 or 40 minutes or so. This is Harkin. Cleal. Johnny McGraw goes to dummy half.
Called out on the touch judge's report from David Blair. I'm not quite sure what they've got him for at the moment, but while that was happening in back play, Eric Kennedy and Peter Anderson were swapping a few as well. What was that for?
Rod Tiley doing the investigating, finding out what it was for. The Dick Tracy of Lang Park. So McElwain now at dummy half. Back to Cleal. Oh, that looked forward to Michael Moore.
Only 1.5 yards.
Well, Kennedy was the dummy runner. Not only was standing in an offside position. So Brothers luckily get away with that as Churchill tests out Burke. Burke playing on the wing. Hegarty wearing 5 going to fullback. Funny thing about Valleys, you never know where they play. They wear any number and play anywhere in the park. There's no such thing as stability of positional play. This is Cameron Gregg, who's replaced Coyne.
Been a fairly impressive start from Brothers in their defence. They've been aggressive, they've been strong, they've had a good chasing game on the kick so far, and it'll be good if they can keep it up and really stick it up to Valleys at this stage.
So Daunt's going to test out Conlon and Smith. John Conlon the fullback, Kevin Smith the winger. There's Brett Dawn. He has bulked up a bit, hasn't he, since he's been overseas? Wouldn't know him. By the time he gets back here and plays a bit of football in the heavier conditions or the hotter conditions. Oh, have a look at Conlon. But there's been a push in there.
That was very unlucky, actually, from for Conlon, because Kevin Smith was number 2, was the player that he actually ran in. Have a look here as he comes across field. Smith gets in between the defender, and I think it was fairly accidental, but the penalty's been awarded to Valleys.
His brothers, a very formidable outfit this year. They've struggled over the last couple of seasons, but with a couple of the younger players and the Broncos Colts coming into the side, it's given rejuvenation to the more senior players. Johnny McGraw won. He's an experienced player now. Players like Shane McAlane. Those fellows have lifted their game. And with players like Eric Kennedy coming back into the side, that actually on paper they're not a bad side. Gavin Darwin's playing beautiful football in the centres as Hegarty makes no mistake with the extras, and that's 2-all. And there's 10 minutes gone first half.
If you go back to when we saw brothers last time go down to Ipswich, Alan, out at the Ipswich Reserve, it was a very wet, heavy day, and they still continued or tried to play their open-style football. Here, where the conditions suit that, on this beautiful Lang Park ground, they could go very well.
So right on the 22-metre line is where Tony Catton will play the football. It's now with Strasser. Strong defence from Cleal. Big fella Frank Rolls. Takes a lot to get him to the ground. Shadell tried to beat the tackle of Michael Moore, who's hurt in that tackle. He couldn't do so. Kennedy over the top. Anderson kicking for Conlon. He's beaten Anderson. Dawn and Buckley are now the tacklers.
Story on Peter Coyne, off to hospital with a dislocated elbow.
Yeah, the real playmaker in the Valleys team. So we've got Michael Moore down in back play. This is McAlane. Out they go. That's Jones linking up with Churchill. Now, is that too big? Yes. Not much. Idea was right.
Churchill has got a big boot on him. We've seen him kick now 3 times in the game, and the first 2 were big towering ones. That one was more an attempted place to lob it just inside the touchline. Have a look as he comes back, lines it up. He just pushes it for the line, but goes out.
So brothers come up with one against the feed. Kennedy about 12 short of the quarter. McGraw through Jones, Churchill, Darwin. Strong runner will probably take him on. He's wrestled to the ground and fell awkwardly. Cameron Grigg over the top of him. Churchill. Buckley's got hold of him with boys. They're driven back on the tackle. They're on the final tackle now. Jones will call for it. Gets the kick in. Hegarty doesn't move. Not a good kick. So can he link up with support? So it's Strasser giving it to Shields. Fraser at dummy half to Shadell. Daunt cuts out Anderson, picks up Boys. That's a nice tackle from Darwin. Read the play well. Daunt for Anderson out wide, and Darwin again the tackle with John McGraw. Well, they're giving Valleys plenty for their corner, the brethren. It's out in the full coming off a Brothers player, so Valley should have the loose-headed feed.
Very willing defence in the centre of the field. You can hear these hits.
Well, I think at the start of the season, Rod, you get long odds Brothers being in the semi-finals of the State League, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you certainly would. And a couple of players, as you were mentioning, fellas like Kennedy and Darren Marks, gee, they make a difference.
This is Cameron Grigg. Tackle ball and all by Andrew Crowther. This is Buckley. 10 metres short of the quarter. Daunt and Shadell linking. Catton's found a half gap. Now they've tried to give Shields a bit of room. Over comes Jones, and Jones gets him beautifully.
Good halfback tackle in cover defence.
Mickey Moore.
And very good refereeing too, because there was only a small knock on in the tackle, and Shields trying to say that he didn't do it. Have a look. Good pass there from Catton. Shields had to wait. Then he tries to stand up the number, but a beautiful tackle from Jones. Just have a look at the little knock on there. And he tried to get up and say he didn't do it, but good refereeing.
Steve Telfer is on now and playing at lock forward, and out comes Michael Moore after that head knock.
So Brothers outside their own 22. Smith.
Go low, go low.
Kennedy hit solidly in the tackle. McGraw on the short side. Harkin can't get his hands free. Now Jones over to Churchill. Little grubber kick, and here's Darwin on the fly, but Dawn will be there first. Couldn't take it, but got the bounce. And he's got space. Here comes McElwain. The pass has gone to Buckley. To Shadell. Oh, and that's come against the run of play. Well, not so much the run of play, but Daunt somehow got the ball back in his hands after the juggling act, found himself in space, found the support, and in the end it's the halfback Trevor Shadell over under the post, and that will be a soul-searching blow to the brethren. 6-0 Valley's lead.
Very unlucky for Brothers, because the kick there goes right along the ground. It was in good space. Now have a look at Dawn come across. It touches the hand. It could have went anywhere there, but he's able to regather and just keeps Brothers on the off. Shows a lot of speed off the mark there into the line. Then a good pass across the top. Picks up Buckley, and then Buckley has Shadell with a lot of pace backing up nicely and scores right under the post. But unlucky there for Brothers. You couldn't say that the attempted grubber was a failure, because it could have easily went the other way. But the try has gone to Valleys, to Trevor Shadell. There it is, the tap over the top, regathers and just caught them on the nap there. Shows a good turn of space as he sprints away into the open, and then Buckley at 4 takes the pass over the top, and then Shadell's there with a nice little pass up for him for the easy try.
Good work from Peter Shields. He ducked his head to get out of the way. And Cameron Greig doing the... I'll talk about him in a moment. We'll just watch this conversion. So Brothers lead by 8 points to 2. One of the other important aspects of that try was when Daunt juggled the ball. Cameron Greig was in front of him in an offside position. Greig was smart enough not to go for the football, otherwise it would have been a penalty. That's the man on screen now I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden Daunt was there to take the ball off his own juggle. So 8-2 Valley's lead.
I just hope, Alan, that doesn't affect Churchill from still kicking the football, because he did well to change his attack. He wasn't driving deep, he was going for something different with the grubber, and because it just went against him, I hope that doesn't turn him off kicking the ball from now on.
Well, Trevor Shadell loves playing against Brothers. The last time he played against them, he scored 4 tries. So Lou Crane giving the penalty to Valleys, and they'll come up to find touch well offside, those outside men. Don't think from memory, Bruce. That's a good kick too. I don't think from memory Brothers have actually been in Valley's quarter, except for that run of Damien Marks where he kicked ahead.
They haven't been camped there for any length of time to give them the opportunity to attack.
Strasser standing wide. Valley's lead 8-2. Shadell. Strasser experience is telling Fraser to hold it and play it. Now they go through the next phase. Boys, inside to Cameron Greig. 5 out from the line. Daunt. Short pass. Brothers will come up with possession. Catton couldn't take it. And just as well, because Brothers were under a lot of pressure.
Nice little short pass from Daunt again, but Catton was looking forward and not at the ball. It was maybe a little bit high, but it gave the chance for the ball to turn over for Brothers to get out of this position that they're in, only 10 metres out from their line.
Committed defence from the diehards. Harkin going to ground. So McGraw to get the kick in. Hegarty on the halfway. Gives it to Burke, who changes direction. He's over the quarter. It's gone to Shields. Back inside to Buckley. Oh, this is good stuff, Valleys. Yes, brothers don't have the answer for that type of attack. But it was David Burke. The change of direction ran about the halfway mark that did the damage. And Shane Buckley into score. Valleys now lead 12 points to 2.
The damage was done here, Alan, when the kick went straight down Hegarty's hands. That's twice now they've kicked to him and he hasn't even had to run. He's a class player and it's only a simple change of direction, and from then on it's just poor defence. He goes through those tackles that should have normally put him down. A good long pass picks up Shields, and then Shields does well for a good inside pass to Buckley, and Buckley runs around for a try. But the kicking game there must keep the ball away from players like Hegarty and Shields when they're kicking deep.
And the other part I like about the try is by the time Buckley gets the ball down, he's got 3 teammates beside him. Shields just drawing in 2 defenders. Now there's Buckley, and have a look at his teammates. There's another 3 there waiting. Look at that. I don't think they were short of men when they got to the try line. But Burke showing a good change of direction and change of pace. But by the same token, I think John Collins' attempted tackle with a little bit to be desired.
There was 3 attempted tackles in there that Greg Holborn wouldn't be very impressed with at all, but more so the kicking. We just can't. McGraw was the man, I think, that was trying to clear the ball. The idea was right again, but you can't kick it straight to players of that class and expect them not to attack back.
So Shane Buckley starting to mature as a footballer now.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Buckley. I think he's a very good centre.
Hegarty adds the extras. Valleys lead 14 points to 2, and there's 18 minutes to the break.
Valleys 14, Brothers 2.
Now, one thing that Brothers can't do now is let Valley steamroll them. Okay, the first try was a bit of a chancy one, but that was scored in the 17th minute, and 3 minutes later they let them in again. Brothers need to score a try. They need to get a confidence booster. Maybe they might have to kick on earlier tackles, Bruce. Maybe they've got to try something different. Chip over the top, turn Valleys around, take the chances. Just outside their own quarter now, the diehards. Boys. He's got Grigg with a bit of room, but McAlane's coming and cover. And Cameron Grigg will take his tackle.
Starting to miss first tackles, Brothers, too. They need some intensity back there.
Anderson losing the ball. Strasser diving on it. So the scrum to form.
Just simple stuff, the ball going forward from Anderson. He just couldn't control it in the tackle.
This is Marks trying to get around his man, but he can't do so. Lachlan Churchill from dummy half.
Good hit, Rolton.
You know, at Valley's pattern of defence, Bruce, they have 3 in the back line.
When you can afford to do that, Alan, you're really confident the guys up front are going to knock their man over.
Certainly are. There's 1, 2, there's Daunt, Hegarty, Shields, and a line of 3 out at the back. So 10 doing the work up front. Jones puts it high. Daunt's underneath it. Takes it well.
And there we see again the kick going straight to the player. And it doesn't matter if they've got 3 back there. The kicker must be able to find the open spaces to give the ball a chance to bounce in their favour.
Buckley. Richard Boys down, just putting his boot on. Strasser. Nice tackle by Cleal. So Hegarty getting a big kick in. That's the difference in the kicking. That's gone over Conlon's head. It sits up for him. Now, Valley straight line of defence wasn't up there, so Conlon has a bit of a gallop. Telfer. Harkin. Back to McGraw. 10 metres inside now, Valley's territory of the Brethren.
Kahu Tweedy on in 16 for Darren Fraser.
Crowther's away. Now, can he beat Hegarty? He'll have a good go at it. He can't. Great tackle by Hegarty, 5 out from the line. Now it's gone to Jones, to Churchill. Who wants it? There should have been a runner there, and Lachlan Churchill goes on his own. 3 metres out from the line. Jones kicks, ricochets. Must admit, when did that come off? Off the referee. Yes, it's come off Lou Crane.
The bad luck continues for Valley's Darren Fraser with a suspected broken collarbone.
Whew. Will they be able to field the team if they make it through to the finals? We'll soon find out. Well, Valleys have come up with that ball. There's Kahu Tweedy, who had a big game here against Redcliffe at the weekend.
Yeah, there's a few injuries on that Valley's bench, but gee, they're lucky that the depth they've got in this club, they can afford to lose 2 or 3 and not lose anything in the game.
Here's Catton linking up with support. Shields kicks ahead. Conlon struggling for it. How's the bounce? It's going to ruin him. Buckley's on the toe. Good night, nurse. He's done it again. Shane Buckley in to score. Well, everything's going right for Valleys. You could see Conlon trying desperately to get that ball. It was always going to be out of his reach. And Buckley showing a good head on him. He didn't try to pick up the first one. He towed it forward and then dived on the football. And Valleys now lead by 18 points to 2.
When you see the replay here, again, just intelligent football. When you're in control of a game, everything comes natural and comes easy. A nice pass there, and away goes Catton. And then he links up beautifully with Shields, who knows he can't do anything, kicks going to do from the minute Conlon missed the ball there, and it's no fault of Conlon's.
Well, it was actually Kevin Smith,
beautifully
just on the replay. We've been a little bit harsh on Mr. Conlon. It was Smith actually struggling back to get it. But you feel sorry for Blake like Kevin Smith. I mean, he tried, but from our angle, you could always see he was never going to get there because the bounce of the ball just went Valley's way, as it has from the kickoff.
In full marks to Shield for his intelligence to place the ball. He knew that Buckley was alongside of him with defence around him. The kick ahead was good work.
And when it's your night, it's your night. Hegarty adds the extras. Valley's in front, 20 points to 2, 12 minutes to the break. What do you do now, Rod Tiley, if your brother's got any answers over there in your little kit bag?
Hope for the siren and hope Greg Holman's got a magic bag with him.
Well, Alan, you referred earlier that it was the second half that Valley scored their 30 points last game. Maybe this time they're going to score it in the first half.
Strasser. Just over the halfway. Tweedy. McElwain up on Anderson and got him. Read the play well, Shane McElwain. Daunt. Strasser. Inside to Catton. Daunt. Conlon won't have the legs to get there, and that's a very good kick from Daunt because he was only about 8 metres in from touch when he let it go, and he's made about 40 metres.
Yeah, Conlon on that particular instance was very slow to move. The kick was there. He didn't anticipate that Daunt would go down the line when he should have, and he was just beaten all ends up for the line.
So Jones out at the back. I think Brothers have got to change their tactics, Bruce. I mean, obviously they're trying to belt their way through the Valley's pack, and that's not working. Okay, they didn't have much luck with the kicking game early in the piece, and a try resulted just by the lay of the land. Kennedy's lost that. But I think they're going to have to try little things. Chip and chase. They've got to change Valley's pattern of thinking. At the moment, they're too predictable.
There's one attacking force that they have to get in to their game, and that's Gavin Darwin. Darwin's been one of their best attacking players all season, and he's just being starved for the ball at the moment. But I mentioned earlier, Lachlan Churchill, after that first try was scored against his kick, he hasn't kicked the ball since. And he is the one with the intelligence and the ability to put it onto the spot. And I think he's got to get back kicking the ball.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Here, mate. Right.
All right, Brothers over the halfway with Crowther. Cleal. McAlane to Jones. Conlon.
See, Alan, just little simple things like that one where McAlane came across the back of the ruck. It's a change of direction. It's just something that will make the Valley's defence have to think and work that little bit harder. They need to do more things like that.
McGraw putting it up. Shields under no pressure.
And that also goes back to what we're just talking about. Obviously, they've got no confidence in Churchill anymore, or Churchill's not wanting to get the ball. When you've got dummy half starting to kick, and that's the second time McGraw has kicked from dummy half, it's not a good sign.
Rolls. Shadell to Strasser. Anderson's put it down. He's ruled that a knock back. Dawn. Well, Shadell was flying onto that by the same token, apart from the Shepherd, and they did have about 3 or 4 over outside.
Yeah, it's very plain there that Hegarty took the player out. You can see he clenched his arms and ran straight at him. He took the player out and gave the defence no chance to take the ball carrier, so it's a legitimate penalty to Brothers. And they need to turn this into points.
Frank Rolls is off and
That's
Lindsay Williams on.
Mistake. Absolutely terrible mistake.
Well, when things don't go right, they don't go right. And when you're down 20 points to 2, Gavin Darwin, you've got to find touch, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, Rod, you had a replacement for us?
Yeah, Lindsay Williams, the man who took that ball from the kick from Darwin, is on, replacing Frank Rolls. Got a bit of an elbow problem. They strapped it earlier, but apparently it's caught up with him and he needs a rest.
You're about the only one over there that doesn't have any strapping on you.
Check his ankles.
But it's early, and there is a double header tonight. So Brothers now with Churchill. Can Darwin do something? Can he find space? He's 20 metres out from the line. Brothers have to score a try here. If they to put anything back into this match, they have to do something. But they've got to hit the line. Harkin plays it. Now to Jones. Dummies across to find Kennedy. Jones. Churchill. Marks. Cameron Gregg, the tackler, back to Conlon. On the final tackle.
He's offside.
Johnny McGraw, quick thinking, gets the penalty. So Brothers will have another 6 tackles. Tapper's on. John McGraw. A metre out from the line. Crowther goes to dummy half. Kennedy was the foil. Now it's with Cleal. 20 points to 2. Valley's lead. Jones. Harkin. Valley's defence too strong. Kennedy. 3 out from the line. Now McGraw and Jones and Cleal. Long pass to Churchill, but Strasser was up in a flash. The Valley's defence too good for the Brethren. Now McGraw. Grubber kicks, comes off Strasser. It's knocked back. Valley's come up with possession. Well, they just don't have the attacking power, Bruce, do they?
They don't. They had a good opportunity there because they were on one side of the field. They worked it into rucks, and instead of coming back down the short side, they continued to work into the centre of the field, and they didn't change that direction that we spoke about. But if I was Greg Holborn, I'd tie both of Johnny McGraw's legs together and for the second half so he can't kick. because every time he's kicked so far, he's made a meal of it. So they've got to get him out of that kicking role.
On the final tackles where Shadell will play it. Anderson, the left foot, which is his natural foot, over Conlon's head. Burke's the first chaser and gets him. Kevin Smith trying to take a bit of pressure off his forwards. Churchill. Kennedy down the short side. Jones. Now it's with Darwin. Marks. Conlon's down injured.
Heard in the charge from Cameron Greig in that tackle.
I think you'll find he was coming around behind the tackle and actually tripped over the top. I think what's happened is he's got a boot that's caught him in a very tender spot.
Very tender.
If I was Brothers at the moment, I think, Alan, what I'd be trying to do is switch the point of the attack. I'd be taking players like Kennedy and Harkin, who are good runners of the football. I'd be taking them out a little bit wider off Jones rather than run off the dummy half.
So Crowther just outside the 22, 3.5 minutes to half time. At Jones, Churchill, McElwain, back to Churchill. Jones. Nice pass for Marks. He's up for the corner. Oh, great tackle from Hegarty. Great tackle from Hegarty. Lined him up, showed him the corner, and rode him into touch.
There's a beautiful pass from Jones. He picked up Marks, but Marks ran well onto the ball. He ran hard. He took the option to try and stand him up on the outside, but just didn't have quite enough room. The sideline was just a little bit close. But it was a good run and a good pass.
And a great tackle from that man on screen, Hegarty. Shadell out the back. Just on 2.5 minutes to half time. It's been all Valleys in the first half. 20 points to 2 the lead. Anderson. Catton. Valley's got Brothers going backwards at the moment. Shadell for Catton, or for Tweedy rather. And he's got the pass beautifully to Greig and to Shields. To Buckley rather, right on the halfway mark. Shadell, Daunt. Who wants it? Round the back comes Shields. Floats one over the top to Burke. Crowther's in front of him, so Burke kicks ahead. Right into the hands of Lachlan Churchill. Darwin. The Brothers standing still. They're throwing the ball, but they're not going anywhere. Someone has to run straight, and Telfer's got it now. Whoops, back to Jones. But they just can't find a way through. There's too many blue jerseys. McGraw to McElwain. Inside to Cleal. Back to Jones. What's Churchill do? He gives it back to Jones. Jones is hit by Williams and they've coughed up the ball. Running around in circles. Ringer Rosie at the moment. Tweedy. Lindsay Williams. Boys to take it up for number 3. Or 4. 2 left. Now, what's on? Catton. Daunt around the back. And he gives it to Strasser on the fly. Strasser throws it to Hegarty, which looked forward. Last tackle. Quick hands. Daunt. Shadell's going to be caught. So there'll only be time for a couple of tackles, and that'll be the break. McGraw. Last tackle coming up. And that's half-time, and at the break, Valleys lead by 20 points to 2.
The first half of the first semi-final of the Winfield State League. And the winners in the two games tonight meet in the Winfield State League final on Sunday at 3 p.m. here at Lake Park. They commences with a under-12 Aussie match at 12:30. Followed at 1:20 by a first-grade match. Gold Coast and South. Winfield State League final here on Sunday at 3 p.m.
For an answer, walk away. What's that auto cue from the other studio or something? League semi-finals, and the first up semi-final is a match between Valleys and Brothers. Our commentators, as per usual, Alan Thomas, Bruce Warwick, and Mr. T. Let's check out what they think about tonight's semi-final, first semi-final. That is Brett Daunt. Steve Carter. Yes, he's the key player. What a good hair, yeah. Smile, Steve. That's it. Turn a blind eye to it all. Walk away. Don't say no for an answer, walk away. Okay, here's the... Hello, Chris Bombolas for Nine's Wide World of Sports. Welcome to our coverage of the Winfield State League semi-finals. Two matches for you tonight. First up, it's a match between Valleys and Brothers, and the almighty diehards trying to take all before them. Okay, our commentators, as per usual, are Alan Thomas, Bruce Warwick, and Mr. T. Let's go down to the sideline and find out their thoughts.
Well, thank you, Chris. Valleys and Brothers semi-final of the Winfield State League. You've got long odds, Bruce, about Brothers being here at the start of the competition.
Yeah, I think so, but they've performed well. They have made it, and I'm sure now the Knights here, they'll give a good account of themselves. But Valleys have beat them comfortably in the pre-season. They're for and against a lot better, and their form on the board at the moment is excellent. I think they'll win comfortably again tonight.
Yes, they do look hard to beat, Valleys. They had a number of players out at the weekend against Redcliffe, came up with some beautiful replacements, and they look the goods again this season. I think Valleys to win.
Well, guys, you won't get any argument from me. I'll make it 3 out of 3 for the diehards. And speaking of Valleys, they make their way out onto Lang Park, led out by captain Tony Catton. Here's how they line up for tonight's semi-final of the Winfield State League. The backs are Burke, Shields, Coyne, Buckley, Hegarty, Daunt and Shadell. And the forwards, Anderson, Fraser, Rolls, Boys, Ziggy Strasser, and of course Tony Catton, the captain. Looking forward to a big game tonight from their 5'8" in Brett Daunt. He is normally a halfback, but...
Between the players and the coaches in the dressing room at half-time.
Well, I tried to eavesdrop on Rossi Hendrick's dressing room. He was saying all his things very quietly, so I didn't get a lot out of that other than to keep up the pressure. Greg Holborn, very verbal in his destruction of the Brothers players. He was saying that they just weren't intense enough. Stop kicking the ball down their throat, capitalise on your opportunities and stop giving Valleys theirs. And he was saying that they must score 2 tries first up in the first 10 minutes.
All right.
That's just something, Alan, that we could tell them. It's only whether the players can do it, but obviously Johnny McGraw is still going to kick the ball from dummy half. So the tactics haven't changed in that area.
Right, I note number 16, Colin Prince, is on for Brothers.
Yes, and Steve Hooper's out there. 16. Colin Prince is on. In fact, Prince is 15. It's Steve Hooper in 16.
Is it?
Confirmation on those injuries for Valleys, by the way. Peter Coyne has had that dislocated elbow put back in place by Dr. Tom Dooley. He believes he'll be right for Sunday, but it is a broken collarbone for Darren Fraser.
All right, so we've got Hooper on the field in 15, and this is Kahu Tweedy, tackled by his opposite number, strangely enough, the 2 16s. Don't often see that on a field, Bruce. No, you don't. All right, back to Crowther. He's got the ball just outside his own 22. Very talkative man, Bruce Warwick. Conlon. The first thing Brothers have to do is control the ball and not lose possession in their own territory. Get down the other end and hope for Valleys to make mistakes, something they haven't made a lot of in the Winfield State League this year. Darwin trying to break the tackle. Well, Burke did the right thing and let him go. He knew he wasn't in the proper position to mark. Churchill, nice kick.
And that's the difference, Alan. That's what we're saying. Churchill needs to, that might just give him the confidence he needs to be the kicker again, because after that try in the first half, scored against a little grubber kick, it's good to see him back with the ball. I noticed Richard Boyes limping very badly in back play, and in fact might be going off at the moment. Rod might be able to tell us more.
This is Shadell. Very quick over a short space, Shadell. The first 15 metres, 20 metres, he's lightning off the mark. That's Shane Rubisane, number 18 for Valleys, and he's on for Boys, and this is Williams.
Story on Grant Cleal is that he's done the AC joint in the shoulder, so that's the reason for that replacement.
And Shadell getting hands free. The pass has gone to Buckley. There's a Valleys player held back. It won't make any difference. Oh, he's got Hegarty for being forward. Well, there certainly was a Valleys player held back in the chase. But don't they support the ball carrier? I mean, there was players everywhere. They all end up getting in their own road. Look at this. There's 5 of them there.
It's good support play, but again, and I don't want to be seen to be picking on poor Johnny McGraw, but it was his attempted tackle that allowed Valleys to run through. He went through very fast, didn't line up the man, and allowed him to be easily stepped, and off went a long run of about 40 or 50 metres from that missed tackle. And that's things that Brothers certainly can't afford to do. This penalty will obviously help them now get downfield, and let's hope they can mount an attack from there.
So Darwin makes sure he finds touch this time outside his own quarter. Andrew Crowther.
Well, Greg Holborn just on screen there would really be feeling the pinch, and then mistakes that have riddled Brothers' game all the match so far are starting off in the second half when he would have been looking for a good clean start.
Catton's picked it up at the back. He almost tried to go through. Support now from Shadell and Daunt. And out wide to Grigg. And that'll be knocked on. So Valley's making a mistake. 20-2, if you're going to make them, that's the time to do it.
Yeah, that was from the scrum base. It was the play was coming. It would have been a good idea just to take the tackle and hang on. But I suppose when tries have been coming so freely, you're prepared to try anything.
He's starting to hammer Valleys in these scrum penalties. Moving off the mark and collapsing in the front row.
The Brothers have got 6 straight. That's penalties I'm talking about. And they're going to need them. It's amazing what confidence can do if you can score a try in this game. Smith. Strong runner, Kevin Smith. It's a good trier.
Good size winger too. The player I'd be looking for at Brothers to do more work in attack would be Shane McElwain. He's a very good player, has the ability, he's got pace, he can beat a man, but he's not getting involved in the game enough, particularly when they are in key spots where they should be taking advantage of a split defence. Nice play.
1-1. Tackled by Buckley. More enterprise from Brothers. Now McGraw, Jones, Darwin. And it's loose, but anything can happen. Anything can happen off a loose ball. Shane McElwain can show you that. He can show you that. Bruce Warwick cued him in for the game, and there he goes. Shane McElwain on his own. On cue, thank you, Mr. Warwick. Valleys lead 20 points to 6.
Well, as we stated, he is the man that can do things like that. He can beat players, he's got exceptional speed, but he just wasn't getting involved in the game. And Brothers were lucky here, actually. Darwin was trying to get it loose, and then it was good play from here to keep the ball alive. And McElwain from here just does it all on his own. Look at it, a beautiful turn of speed, just ran between the players, stepped around Hegarty with ease, and just had too much pace for the rest of them to get to the line. But a beautiful footwork. Have a look at his acceleration when he does pick up the ball from here. When the pass goes from there to him, the acceleration when he gets into this gap there, he just stood them up and just sprinted away nicely, and then just steps nicely around Hegarty, and then the rest just can't get to him, and he's there for the try.
Moves pretty nippy for a veteran. Yes, he's been playing a lot better football this season, Shane. Makes a difference when you win a few games. And that was shades of vintage Shane there.
Yeah, he started his career as a centre, so obviously that's where his pace and swerve and ability comes from. But his work rate or his involvement in the game has got to be stepped up a bit when you haven't got the other players. Yeah, there it is again. Just that's the part that I like, when he straightened up, he stood upright and he accelerated away from the defence. And when you can accelerate away from the Valley centre three-quarter combination, it's a nice piece of work.
No good.
Darwin can't add the extras, and Valleys lead 20 points to 6. Now, will that give the Brethren the lift they need? It should do. Hegarty. Oh, that was a bit high. Cameron Green getting away with that tackle on Conlon. Now they've got the numbers out wide. They're going to run it. Here's Marks into space, trying to do something. Threw it the crowd. They got all muddled up over there. They had the numbers on the far side, but when it came to making the execution, they couldn't do it.
Too hard, the short pass.
Well, here's
Dangerous on the
Shadell.
blind.
So Brothers now have to defend. To Daunt. Williams.
Jimmy Hunter on for Brothers in 14. Paul Harkin takes the rest.
Catton. Back to Daunt. Tweedy and Strasser now. On the final tackle. Daunt. For Crowther. It's bouncing, and that's a try. Has he missed it or has he scored it?
Got a hand on it.
Well, what was Andrew Crowther doing over there?
He went to sleep, and that was always on. It was Burke's call, and he was there to touchdown.
Bruce?
Beautifully placed kick from Dawn. It went straight over Crowther, but from here there was certainly no urgency.
None whatsoever.
And Burke just came from the clouds, but it's nice to be running onto a well-placed kick like that because he had everything going for him. He could see Crowther wasn't there, and he got the one hand down on it very cleanly.
So that's how you undo all the good work. It only took 4 minutes from McElwain's try to this. Well, that's the difference in the kicking game. Brothers' kicking tonight has been senseless. That had purpose, planned, no doubt rehearsed and executed.
Did you rehearse that flurry of words to execute it?
No, I had to think a while before I could get it out, but
No,
Andrew Crowther didn't read the play at all.
No, he certainly, let's not take anything away from Brett Dawn. His placement of the kick was superb. He put it over Crowther's head and it rolled nicely. But this is the difference. The kicking game is good and the players respond to it. And it's certainly not the same for Brothers.
Now, can
This
Hegarty,
man's kicking game has also been brilliant tonight.
after a 5 from 5 to keep his record intact for the year. Can't do so. Valley's lead 24-6, 12 minutes gone, second half. So, Brothers come back a little bit slowly. Hello, there's portable telephones and messages going on in the electronic age, Bruce.
It's the direct link to Ross Hendrick. Issue the instructions.
Do I have telephones when you were playing?
Bobby Bax had a few.
So Valley's outside their own quarter. Hegarty gets the kick in. Now Smith and Conlon, who wants it? Smith. Williams gives him 5 metres. And then Rubisay makes sure he goes to ground. Jones. McGraw supports inside. Marks 5 metres short of the halfway. Kennedy. Quick play the ball and change of direction through Jones. Was that well picked up by Lachlan Churchill or what? Jones. McElwain and a short ball for Marks. Getting plenty of work tonight, Damien Marks.
Handling it pretty well too. The other player that I'm impressed with is Eric Kennedy for Brothers, and I thought his workload is exceptionally good for a big man.
So Hegarty's tackled by, well, Jones underneath, slowed him up. Over the top came Churchill. Burke losing it backwards. Buckley. Strasser. Daunt dummies. Hooper didn't fall for it. So Valley's on the final tackle, 10 out from their own quarter with a lead of 24-6. Conlon. Well, that might just about summarise the night, I think.
Yes, he just took that one far too easy. The kick was there, it was simple. It just went up. It was a perfect bounce. He just took it far too simple, and oh, you feel bad when they go straight through like that.
Shadell to feed. Catton at the back now. Shadell's got a bit of room. Don't lay off him. Inside to Cameron Grigg. Will his weight of momentum get him there? I think he did. Yes, he's in. Cameron Grigg in to score.
Good strength.
28 points to 6 Valley's lead.
It was good work, beautiful work from the scrum base there that gave Shadell the room to move. He got clear and a nice little pass up top for Greg, and then from here on it was just pure strength that got him to the line, and some good camera work will show you that he got the ball down fairly too. But Shadell there off the Catton pass, who made the extra man from lock forward, and then Greg just bustles his way to the line and amongst all the defence gets the ball cleanly down over the line. Nice work from Catton here, just backs off the scrum. The extra man gives Shadell the room to use his acceleration to get clear, and then without looking just lobs the pass up, and Greg came onto it nicely and then pushes his way over for the try.
Yes, he knew where Cameron Gregg was. There wasn't much doubt about that. I'd say that Gregg must have called to him, I would think, because he actually put it right in his lap. That's what I mean. So you got players like Cameron Gregg who could play A-grade Bruce in any other club. Well, he's only on as a reserve here tonight.
Yes, I don't know what instructions Rossi would be sending down at the moment, but obviously he's not worried. He knows he has the game in his keeping, and he will obviously be a very intent spectator when we go into our second semi-final tonight.
So Hegarty, 24 metres out, 7 in from touch. Why the breeze is blowing, it favours him with a little bit of a draw. And he's just drawn it too much, I think. Just missed, no goal. Valley's lead 28-6. So Darwin kicks it high and short. The bounce is for Catton, and Strasser will pick it up on the fly. Back to Rubisane. That was interesting. Rubisane balked in the play of the ball. The Brothers' defence was offside. Lou Crane, the Rockhampton referee, just letting play go on.
Jimmy Hunter's making an impression since he's been on there in number 14. He's made 3 quick tackles already in this set, and he was very active in defence before that.
Yeah, so I think Jimmy Hunter looks a little more comfortable in the forwards than he did at fullback the last time we saw in Ipswich. I think by Jimmy's own admission, he's not a fullback. I think it's probably the first time he ever played there. So Darwin now with a bit of a scoot. Now, can he put a player away? He's off on his own. Daunt's got him lined up. Jones misses out Hooper to McAlane. And he's through the gap. Now can he link up? Oh, that was forward, I think, to Churchill, but he's going to pay the try. Well, Brothers are back in business momentarily. And Shane McAlane's done it again. Churchill backed up on the inside, and that makes it 28 points to 10.
I was just about to be critical of McAlane because he hadn't been involved in the play, but here he goes. They're straight across field. Too much pace for them again. Gets in the clear, but the go is here to look for the pass. He reels forward. The referee was in good position, but by gee, the angle, we might see it better on the head-on. Looks like he could have been half a yard forward, because have a look as McAlane shades around. He has to come right around against his body, and it would be hard for the ball to go backwards from here, because that hand that was there, and Lachlan Churchill scores the try. But, well, the 4 points have gone to Brothers anyway. Let's have a look at this one. McAlane going across field, and there's that acceleration again. Too quick for them, straight through, a nice little step. Now he looks here, he couldn't get the pass clean, he had the support outside, rolls in the tackle and hands the ball off one-handed to Churchill.
Darwin to try and add the extras. Well, I think the less said about that, the better. 28 to 10 it is, 20 minutes gone, second half.
Frank Rolls comes on for Peter Anderson.
Well, I suppose one thing Greg Holborn can look forward to is the Winfield Cup competition. Take heart that his team did make the semi-finals of the State League. They've shown tonight that they can score tries, but they've got to stop making silly mistakes. They've got to consolidate possession in their own quarter. And when the chances come, they've got to make the most of it.
He'd be a very disappointed coach, Greg Holborn, because I know him fairly well and he's a very intense person. And he had laid down the instructions, as Rod told us before the game, on how to play Valleys, not to be too overawed, just keep it simple. And the players haven't been able to do what he said.
Hold, put him out. Get my ball. Let him go.
Now I see Colin Prince on for Brothers in jersey 15.
Replaced Steve Telfer some time ago.
Right. So, of course, with the Winfield State League, the interchange rule applies. In other words, the 4 reserves can come on and off as much as they like. Tweedy. Been a little bit quieter tonight, Rod.
He hasn't had a lot of opportunities, though. Different game to what we saw him play against Redcliffe.
Boys to Daunt. Strasser. Now,
David Burke calls for the kick.
Shadell puts up the left foot.
Inside the 5. Inside the 5, winger.
Well, there you go. Inside the 5. And a little bit of back chat, so an extra 10 metres.
Yes, I think Cameron Gregg had a few words to express that he didn't think he was inside the 5.
But once again, on the final tackle, Valley's kicking with purpose.
Good work from Shadell too, because he dropped it under the left foot, and there was nothing wrong with the kick at all. It was in good position.
Kevin Smith plays it to McGraw, and McElwain and Hoopers beside him, but the cutout passes to Kennedy, and the big fella's into space. The ball lost, a one-handed pass not coming off. Valley's in possession, and how quick they turn defence into attack. Buckley to dummy half, rolls us down the blind side. He's lost it. It'll be play on. So Jones scampers across field. Quick hands, the name of the game. I think Greg Holborn's going to have to get these blokes and do handle practice. Their passing and handling is not good, particularly in the backs.
Yeah, unlucky there actually, because there was good work. They capitalised on it. And Hunter was trying to get the quick ball away, and it was very close that Darwin almost picked it up for him.
McElwain at 5'8" now, with Steve Telfer back in the pack, and Lachlan Churchill takes the bench.
Tweedy shedding tackles. Catton got the pass to Buckley. The support's inside, but was that touched? Yes, it was touched by Jimmy Hunter. So there's 6 more to go. Shadell fires it out to Burke. He's dropped it. What's he ruled here? Knocked back.
Yeah, it was knocked back too.
I'll take your word for it. Now Shadell. Outside the 22. Valleys lead by 28-10. The first semi-final of the Winfield State League. And you're watching it on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Now Strasser away to Catton. Daunt. Hegarty. Daunt. Play on was the call as it goes to Jones. Not so sure there wasn't a boot in there, a little trip in there after Daunt had kicked that ball.
There was.
Who was the culprit, you know?
Couldn't pick him, sorry.
I saw Steve Hegarty try and get even with a Jimmy Hunter hit when Hegarty was carrying the ball that failed miserably.
It's Colin Prince. Holds it up for Jones. And Boyce has got one in the throat. It's getting pretty tough out there, Tiles.
They certainly are, and Boise came off the receiving end of a tackle that he was trying to make the head high and copped it in the throat.
And in comes the touch judge. Tony Maxsood.
I think Richard Boyce is having trouble getting the breath, has obviously copped it right in the neck area, and just a bit of a panic there for a moment where he couldn't get his breath. So have a look at the shot again. It was Jones from dummy half trying to sprint away, turns and takes on actually took Boys, and I think as he swung around, Boys might have copped the elbow in the neck, but certainly not intentional. But Richard's a very tough fellow, and he gives plenty, and I'm sure you won't be too affected by that.
Steve Hegarty's been called out here, the penalty going to Brothers. What do you make of that, Rod?
Actually, that was the one, Rod, sorry for interrupting, that was the one that I mentioned earlier there. He copped one from Hunter when he was carrying the ball, and his attempt to even it up back there. So, sorry to come in over the top.
That's fine, and we're back with Crowther. He's only 10 metres out from the line. Brothers have had the last 8 penalties. Telfer. Richard Boy's been cautioned on the run. Oh, that's a bit high, Lindsay Williams.
I'll tell you what,
might be lucky to stay.
I'm glad I'm on the sideline. Gee, it's willing stuff now. The last 5 minutes, sensational hits.
He's got
Gone.
10.
10 minutes.
Now, what's Rubisame coming in, having his 2 bobs worth? He's not the captain, is he? Although Tony Catton's the captain. Oh, heavy stuff here. Now Brothers and Valley's pouring it on.
Richard Boy's in there again, the tackler.
Kennedy will play it to McGraw. He goes from dummy half. Held up. No try.
Richard Boy is certainly getting back into the play as quick as we can, as we see McGaw try and dive over from dummy half. Too much defence there for him to get the ball down. But, gee, there was a couple of big shoulder charges in that last 6 tackles.
And here's Shadell. Now, has anyone got the speed to get him? Here comes Kevin Smith. Here comes Andrew Crowther. I don't think they're going to pick him up. They've got no hope, and the little fella's in. He's run nearly the length of the pitch. Well, how's that? 32 points to 10, the lead for Valleys.
A superb piece of work from Shadell from the scrum base. When everyone else was gearing themselves up for big hits, this little fellow just picked the ball up, and then it shows this magnificent pace that he's got. Both wingers had every chance to get him, but he was just too quick for them. And unlike the try that we saw from Redcliffe's little halfback last week, he beat the Brothers' defence at 5'8" and lock with absolute ease, and then just had too much pace. So having a look back from where the scrum was placed, he's run a good 90-odd metres.
Got anything to add, Mr. T?
What can you say on top of that?
Thanks.
I was just having a yarn to Lou Crane, who's down here puffing on the sideline. It's a bit different than Rocky. He said, gee, he can run, can't he? I said, mate, you did well to get within 20 metres of him.
Just having a look at Lou Crane there, right? He looks like he might enjoy a drink up there at Rockhampton.
I think they've seen him in the Barra Brothers a few times. But he's done a pretty good job, you know. I mean, that we were a little critical of that try earlier on, but having a look at that replay, he wasn't far out of position at all.
No goal. Valleys lead 32-10. The last time they met, it was 36-6 in favour of Valleys after it was 6-all at half-time. We're now looking at 32-10 scoreline as Greg Holborn starts to try and salvage something from the wreck. And there are a number of positive aspects to come out of this game for Greg Holborn and his side.
Holborn's just told Brothers to not worry about the 5 metres, so they'll be creeping up well and truly now.
Boys. Rolls. Daunt kicking for Catton on the chase. Conlon will be first there by a mile. And Catton puts him down. That's a good chase from the Valleys captain. Jones, Crowther. The thing I'll say about Shane Buckley coming into the centres, Bruce, I think he's definitely improved his defence. Not that he wasn't a good, not that he was a bad defender, but I think he's definitely tightened up his defence since he's come into the centres.
Buckley, every time we've seen him play on 9, he's been excellent. He's had good games. He's a good carrier of the ball. He's very aloof. He works around very hard on his game, and he's always there as a support player. If he doesn't make the break himself, he's not far away from whoever does. Just a bit over vigorous in this tackle.
Obviously called held.
Then tries to drag him out.
Smith. I'd like to see Smith straighten up his attack when he runs more from that tap. He runs hard, he runs fast, but he's running across field.
The thing you do when you run up from the tap like that is you try and pick out the smallest or the guy that you think is not going to belt you the most, because there's nothing worse. Whoever changed the rules, the front rowers running it up. Certainly.
Here's Damien Marks. 5 out from the line. Conlon goes to dummy half. Through McGraw. Now McElwain and Prince. Valley's defence too strong. McGraw now. Over to Telfer. Short pass, Hooper's put it down. Picked up by Hegarty.
Rosie!
Buckley just giving his team time to get a breather. Rubisame.
Peter Anderson on for Frank Rolls.
Daunt. Missed by Telfer originally, then he followed him up. Shadell to Catton. Conlon. Nicely tackled by Strasser. All the good work undone. Strasser tackled Conlon.
Just doesn't release at all. And then pushes him over as he goes past.
Kicking practice over at Brothers during the week, Mr. T.
Plenty of kicking practice for a number of players. Just a call from Ross Henrik. Interesting comment. He wants Valleys to slow the Brothers' ruck down. Obviously, he feels that they're just starting to maybe get the edge in the centre there, and Catton and a couple of others doing some silly things.
Draw. Now Jones. Telfer. Short of the quarter. Back to Prince. And he's away. He's home. He'll get there, I think. Yes, he's there. He got there. Yes, he got there, Colin Prince. Brothers in to score. Valleys lead 32-14. I mean, the longest 3 or 4 seconds of his life.
Have a go at the playback here, because what we see is some good lead-up work, and what Rod was saying was exactly right. Brothers have the chance to break them on the fringe where they are a bit loose, and some good work here as the ball is kept alive, and then out from here. Now look at the dummy. It stands from standing still, the big dummy, and then sprints away. Now the ankle tap here, falls, is expecting to be hit from behind, can't get up. When he finds there's no one there, he tries to go again and then makes it in Hegarty's tackle. But good work here, a good standing run from the dummy, and then it's going to come up from here. Sorry, there it is. The big dummy, the stand, inside, and then away he goes, flies for the line, gets the ankle tap there, stumbles. Be interesting to see the look on his face when he still tries to go. And then from the other wing, it was Steve Hegarty trying to to stop him.
Telfer standing in the tackle. Showed a lot of toe off the mark, but Catton, being a good lock, just did the ankle tap. Come on, son, you can get there. Yes, over you go. He's finally made his ground. 32-14 as Johnny McGraw takes over the kicking duties.
But whoever's spying for the other two sides, and one of those are going to make the final against Valleys, the work is definitely to be made on the edge of the ruck. They need their good ball carriers to be carrying the ball. A goal on that occasion being kicked by Johnny McGraw.
Valleys lead 32-16.
Valleys 32, Brothers 16.
Well, Bruce, we're in the last 4 minutes of the match. What do you think in an overall picture? Not that picture there, that's pretty glum. What about painting a rosier one for Brothers for the Winfield Cup down the track?
Yeah, I think they've got some very good players, and I'm particularly impressed with Eric Kennedy. I think he's a very good player, but he's running too close to the ruck. He's taking the ball first man off. They've got a couple of good ball players. Tony Jones is a good ball player. If they can get Jones and Harkin out wider, and also get a stronger work rate out of Shane McElwain, and Jimmy Hunter makes it into the pack, I think they've got a good side there that can go on with it. But the thing that would disappoint me, and has obviously disappointed Greg Holborn, they don't follow instructions very well.
Lindsay Williams out of the sin bin. His 10 minutes are up, 13-13 again.
Hooper.
Jimmy.
Hunter, pass inside, nice work to Telfer. And he's 5 metres out from the line. And that might be the end of him for the night. Yes, it is. 5 in the bin. You won't see you at the end of the game. See you, Steve. Thanks for coming. Professional foul. So Hegarty's over the dead ball line and off for an early shower. So McGraw gives it to Telfer. Ooh. Hit solidly by Rubisane. Jones behind McElwain. Picked up by Conlon. So Brothers still have the ball. McGraw away to Jones. Marks, who's run strongly tonight. And he'll be off for 5. Surely, if he's given Hegarty 5, you've got to get 5. No, Buckley stays there. Back to Crowther in the final 90 seconds. Prince. To Jones and McElwain. Kennedy. Hit hard, losing it to Strasser. I'll tell you something about Sean Rubisane. He does go in and give him some.
That was a magnificent hit on Eric Kennedy on that occasion. He just took him full body contact and drove him backwards, and that's no mean feat. Have a look at the hit. Kennedy takes the ball forward, but there's Rubisane right under the ribs and just keeps driving back. Beautiful hit.
So Brothers take the tap in the last 45 seconds. McGraw gives it to Jones and McElwain. Shows them. Oh, yes, he's had a big game tonight, Shane McElwain. And I think when Brothers run out for the first Winfield Cup match, he might be playing 5'8". They might have to reconstruct a few things, but he's played beautifully tonight, Shane McElwain. And Valleys leave 32-20.
He just has that ability. He just showed the ball then and just ran between a very tired defence to score an easy try. But I'm still not impressed with the amount of times he runs with the ball. No one expects him to do that every time, but he does have to carry the football forward a lot more times than what he's done in this game, even though he's come up with 2 tries and a couple of good breaks. But a beautiful try that time. He just ran around a very tired Richard Boys and put it down for a very good try.
Question. How many straight penalties do you think Brothers have had in this match?
Well, Mr. Crane has certainly given them a good go. I would think they were up 6 at one stage. I'll go 12.
Wrong. 15.
15 straight penalties. Unbelievable. And they've still come up defeated by 32 points to 22.
And that's it. That's full time. Valleys into the final of the Winfield State League. They defeat Brothers in the semi-final by 32 to 22.
Valley goes to play the winner of the next match between North Queensland and Eastern Suburbs in the Winfield State League final. 3 o'clock on Sunday here at Lang Park.
Victoria semi-final coach for the Valleys Diehards, Rossi Henrik. Ross, still some good running football from your Diehards tonight. They've done well, even though you've suffered some injuries.
Yeah, we got a patched up side there tonight. We probably got about 7 missing, I suppose, from our early side we had this year. But, you know, they run the ball pretty well tonight.
Just a couple of times late in the game when Brothers started to put some tries on the board, McElwain went back to 5'8". He seemed to make a difference there for them.
Yeah, McElwain was running a bit wide. We had a couple of our second rowers who were probably starting to knock up. They were getting caught out wide, but you know, I think they're going to have to do a bit more than that to beat us.
Okay, mate, your Sunday team with those injuries, have you got some concerns?
Yeah, Corny's he's got a bit of an elbow injury. Darren Fraser broke a collarbone. Rollsy's twisted his ankle. So, you know, apart from them, it's not much.
Well, good luck Sunday, mate. Who would you like to see?
Probably Brothers.
Can't see them. You've got to face North Queensland or East.
North Queensland, I reckon they're going to put it east this time.
Okay, mate, well done.
Thanks a lot.
Good evening, Chris Bombolas for Nine's Wide World of Sports. Welcome to our coverage of the semi-finals of the Winfield State League. Two big matches lined up for you tonight. The first semi-final features Valleys and Brothers, and then the second match is, of course, between Easts and North Queensland, the only country team to make the semis. Our commentators are Alan Thomas, Bruce Warwick and Mr T. Let's find out their thoughts on the first semi-final.
Well, thank you, Chris. Valleys and Brothers semi-final of the Winfield State League. You've got